Hi, I'm Shane with Etrailer.com. Today I'm going to walk through how to install the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver on your 2013 BMW X3. Adding a hitch like this is going to give you many options. Maybe you want to put a cargo carrier on it so you can get some items out from inside the vehicle to make more room for your passengers. Maybe you want to carry a bike rack. This hitch is going to allow you to carry up to 4 bike racks. It's going to make it a lot easier because you're not going to have to load the bikes inside the car or on a roof rack. Maybe you want to pull a small trailer or a camper. This hitch is going to allow you to do all of that. Being a 2" by 2" receiver tube opening in a Class 3 hitch is going to give you many options for different hitch accessories. You can find all the accessories here at Etrailer.com. As I mentioned, this is going to be a Class 3 hitch, 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, reinforced collar to give us a little extra stability there. Hitch pinhole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. It's going to take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. Hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however you can find them here at Etrailer.com. We're going to have a rolled steel style safety chain loops. It's going to accommodate different size safety chain hooks. And as you'll notice, the only thing we can see here is our receiver tube. The cross tube is completely hidden behind our bumper fascia, so it's going to maintain a very nice clean look on the back of the BMW. This hitch is going to be a steel construction, black powder coat finish. It's going to be very durable. Now I'm going to give you a few measurements and weight capacities to help you with any of those hitch mount accessories you may need. From the center of our hitch pinhole to the outermost far of our bumper is going to be about 4 inches. That number is important for any of your hitch mounted accessories like your bike racks and cargo carriers that may fold up against the bumper. You want to make sure they're not going to make contact. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube is going to be about 13 inches. Keep that number in mind for any of those hitch mount accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. As far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 350-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So when you're loading that cargo carrier or the bike rack, you want to make sure you're not exceeding that downward pressure. We're going to have a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight. That's how much the hitch can pull. That's going to be the trailer plus the load included. You can use weight distribution with this hitch. Tongue weight's going to go up to 400 pounds. Trailer weight's going to go up to 4,000 pounds. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of the BMW. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's walk through how to get it installed. To start our installation, we need to remove our taillights. You're going to have a plastic piece right in here. We're going to pop that off. We need to remove those 2 nuts. We'll use a 10mm socket. We're going to pull our light out, straight back. And then unplug it. I'm going to push on that tab and pull. Then we're going to take an 8mm socket. We're going to remove that bolt. In each wheel well, we need to remove the plastic rivets. We're going to have to drill a hole right through the center. The directions are going to tell you to remove all 7. I don't think it's necessary. If you feel more comfortable doing that, you can do that. We just need to actually remove this one, this one, this one, and this one. We're going to have a bolt here, or a bolt here and bolt here, holding our fascia on to the back of the vehicle. Small drill bit, we're going to drill right in the center. If you decide you want to remove all of them, your kit is going to come with replaceable rivets to replace all of them. Once you get the centers out, take a trim panel tool, a screwdriver will probably work, and you're going to pop them out like that. We're going to take our 8mm socket. Right down here in the bottom corner, you're going to have a bolt. Remove that. If you kind of pull this out a little bit, and get your liner out. You can just pull this trim piece off. What you got to watch is where these clip in. They can potentially break. You can pull your wheel liner back enough. You can actually reach in there and feel it, and just kind of push on that tab. As you pop it out, don't know if you can see it. This is what this tab looks like. And you just need to push on it a little bit and it'll pop out. These are going to be the two 8mm bolts we're going to be removing. You're going to repeat that for both sides of the vehicle. Then we'll take our 8mm socket. We're going to start on one side. We're going to remove all the bolts that run across the bottom side, outside edge of the fascia. Then we're going to take a 10mm socket and we're going to remove these bolts that run across this panel and remove this panel. Next, we're going to take a trim panel tool. We need to pop off our reflectors. I'm going to use a trim panel tool from Performance Tools. They come in a set. You can find them here at Etrailer.com. What we're going to do is we're going to pull this out just a little bit. And we're going to pop out this inside edge and then slide it this way. What you're doing is pushing that clip and pulling this out from that outside. Then we're going to remove that bolt right there. Now we're going to start removing our fascia. It's a good idea to have an extra set of hands. If you don't have an extra set of hands, go ahead and take your box that your hitch comes in. You can slide it underneath because we're going to start on the outside and work our way to the middle. As you get one side off, you can set it on the box and then go over to the other side and pull it off. What you want to make sure you don't do is when you get it loose, don't just pull it off. You're going to make sure you have your sensor wires are running in here, and you need to make sure you remove that plug so you don't damage it. We're going to start right here, and we're going to pull out. Take your trim panel tool, right along this edge, you push it down, like that. These little tabs right here will break very easy if you try pulling that out, so I highly suggest putting some in there and pushing that down. Set that on our box and go to the other side and pull the other side off. And right here is going to be our sensor wire. Push the two tabs on each side and you'll pull your wires across. Then you can set your fascia somewhere safe. Now you may have noticed I put a little bit of tape on each edge of my fascia and down this side so that as we're taking it off, as this piece is moving or as we're putting it on and these two pieces make contact, we're not going to damage the paint surface. And we're going to take our 10mm socket, we're going to remove the bolts holding this plastic piece on. Next, your wiring is going to have a clip that's attached right on the back side of your bumper beam. Take a trim panel tool and you need to pop that off. Then we're going to take our plastic pieces, slide them off. We're going to take an 18mm socket. We're going to have a nut on top and a nut on bottom on each side that we need to remove. Then we're going to remove our bumper core. If it's tight, if you take a trim panel tool right underneath the bottom and pry it out, you should be able to get it to come off, just like that. And we'll set this aside. Then we'll set our hitch in place and then reinstall our bumper core. And reinstall the same hardware we just removed. Then we're going to take an 18mm socket, tighten and torque our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. Next, we're going to reinstall our plastic pieces. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to trim around the side plate on our hitch. So we're going to set them in place, or at least line them up, and then figure out where we need to cut. You can see all of it is just notched around the inside plates here, and then reinstalled the plastic panel. Don't forget to hook your wiring back up onto your bumper core. Now what we need to do is the plastic panel that we removed on the bottom side or inside of our bumper here, we need to trim that out to fit around our hitch. So center, it's going to be a total of 3.5 wide, 5 1/8 up, and we're going to cut that square out and then reinstall this panel. Once you get your panel put back in place, you can reinstall your fascia in reverse order from the way you took it off. And then again, we need to reinstall or install our new rivets. If you don't have a rivet gun, you can probably rent one at your local auto parts store. That's going to do it for a look at an installation on the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver on our 2013 BMW X3.